Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this latest in the news series from St Vincent de Paul in Bolton. Like today to just go through a few things, just an update, keep people on board with our Lenten theme, but also to have a little look at the fact that today, thankfully, at last, the builders completed their work and we can now use our new bathroom, which is great. But first of all, to our Lenten programme. Throughout the 5 weeks of Lent, we're going to be looking at the theme Gaudete et Exsultate, which is that document by Pope Francis, the call to holiness for each one of us. We're going to look at it in a specific way. Father James Martin, another Jesuit from the States, summarised the document for us in 5 different takeaways, which you can see on the screen there in front of you, interfering with my face, as you can see. And those themes are the themes we will be looking at. What we want to do is look at holiness means being yourself. God created us in his own image and likeness, and so our task in becoming holy is to become who God created us to be. Everyday life can lead to holiness. It's not just the exceptional circumstances that are important. Tendencies to avoid. There are certain ones that Pope Francis points out, but we can look at many different things, streams of life within our society and our world, which we need to avoid. Being kind, sort of thoughts without actions, theories without putting into practice is useless, really. And we want to look at what it means for us in our action and interaction with other people. Also interesting, the Beatitudes as a roadmap to holiness. So we're going to be following each of those themes throughout our Sunday Masses and during our weekday Masses as well. As well as following that theme, we are having a programme during the first 4 weeks of Lent, following the programme done by Cafe, David Payne, an incredible evangelizer, 4 topics, 4 videos on the theme of the joy of hope, looking at the book of Revelation and that hope which gives us as Christians the strength to move forward. Joy, that word that Pope Francis combines with the call to holiness, combines with the understanding of the scripture, and for us too, to rejoice in the fact that God has given us hope. And that's on Tuesday evenings. On Thursday evenings during Lent, we have the Sacrament of Reconciliation and Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. Adoration will be going on in church, and now in our new confessional to the left of the sacristy, confessions will be heard. That's every Thursday, the 14th, 21st, 28th, and the 4th and 11th of April. Plenty of time there to come and just spend some time in prayer. Not only adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, but also on the Thursdays we'll be listening and praying through the Stations of the Cross. I'm going to take off my camera here somehow. Each week we'll be praying at different stations. We did yesterday evening, actually, the Stations of Mercy from Pope Francis, very moving, looking at Alphonse Liguori. We will also be looking at Pope Francis's stations themselves and also the ones looking at the stations through the eyes of Mary. These stations take about a half an hour to complete and are a great meditation in our run-through of Lent. Now, during Lent as well, I have been trying to stream the Stations of the Cross live. That's proving a little bit difficult, and if there are any budding camera persons or people who work in media who could give us a hand, it's a little bit difficult for me to do it on my own. We're going to try, if we can't do them live, we'll record the stations and put them on so that people at home can follow them with us either at the same time or during their own time during the week. We are live streaming our Friday Mass, which is a special Mass in the intention of our sick. They receive communion from church on Friday, and everyone can join in that Mass. And also our Mass on Sunday will be streamed live so that you can keep up to date with the theme of our Lenten devotion. Apart from what we're doing in church day by day, week by week, if you follow us on Facebook, and this is also available for the Schoenstatt family on the Schoenstatt Facebook page, each day there is a word in the day, and that word comes from three sources. The first source is Holy Scripture. It's a little passage from the day's Gospel that we'll be hearing in Mass. The second text is from the document by Pope Francis, Gaudete et Exsultate. And the third text is one from the founder of the Schoenstatt movement, Father Joseph Kentenich. Each one has been specifically sought out to match the gospel of the day from and by Mary Cole. A big thank you to her for that great labour of love. And it's a chance just to take a moment to reflect and to look as we journey through this call to holiness in Lent towards Easter, to have something each day just to dip into and to help mould each day as it goes. That's all the info on our Lenten activities, Tuesday and Thursday specifically, and on our website and Facebook page. Now I wanted to update you very quickly on where we are with our building, not plans, but completion of the plans really. I'll just give you a look from outside so you can see what things look like now. I might get muted on the microphone, so you might lose me for a second, but I will come back. You can see that the extension has been completed, and also a little part of the grounds has been segmented off to create a little bit of a garden. For me, I do enjoy being outside, and it's good to have somewhere I can hide a little bit. But from the outside, let's take a look inside and what's been happening over the last months. I was looking back, I sent the first emails to the council last July when we started our building process. So let's head into church. As you can see, the fence in there and the garden. You'll notice in the altar service sacristy, we've removed the doors from that cupboard, and the altar server's vestments you will see in a second. This is still work in progress. New storage, a new shelf, are now hung nicely so they can get to them, and then also that can hang their coats and things getting ready for Mass, a little bench for them to sit and get ready. You'll notice great differences in the sacristy. The flooring's been done, the new electric cupboard there in the side, and we have a little room now which houses a little space for the sacristans to prepare things for Mass. And this little room as well houses, as well as all the books and various utensils, we use the safe and the sound system for the church. Well, let's move on now to the main reason for the extension as we travel back through the sacristy into church and round the corner. Before we go round the corner, though, let me have a little look at the side where the piano is. You'll notice we have a TV there and whatever. We've been rejigging this space both to be the confessional, but also to be a meeting space for the UCM, for our adult formation evenings. We're looking at a method of moving the benches round so we can utilise that space well. But if we go into now what was the confessional. You see on your left a big cupboard for our flower room, and at last we have a bathroom which we can offer now to our guests coming from near and from far, which will make, I think, a big difference to the whole of the community. Yep, and then back into the sacristy, and I'll switch back to an image of me. There you go, a little roundup of what is going on during Lent. Lots of activities. You can find out more on our Facebook page and on our website, which the addresses of which will be coming up a little bit later. Please do come and join in with us either in person, in church, or online. I hope you have a good and a happy Lent, and we ask Almighty God to bless us on our journey. We've certainly made progress here in church, if you've seen with the building works, and that's perhaps an outer sign of what we hope is happening inside as well. So I wish you all a great journey through Lent, much joy in finding your own mission and your own way to holiness.